The focus in my business is really around supporting organizations to find the right people for their open positions. And over the years, it's morphed into also supporting people to transition into roles to which they're naturally better suited. So it's really around matching people with opportunity.
Great.
And through COVID, we've found ourselves in a very interesting place around working with people who've been displaced by the pandemic, who are either unemployed or underemployed, and supporting them towards careers that are more future friendly. And I think as we talk about the level of dislocation that a number of you have mentioned, that is, we're on the cusp of because of the climate crisis, I can only believe that this kind of approach is going to become more and more important. In terms of this group, I've been thinking in the 2 weeks since our last conversation. I agree with everything each of you has said, and I firmly believe the war, such as it is, needs to be fought on every front. I think we have to work with the next generation. Michael, absolutely agreed, and we can't wait for that to engage. I think we need to make sure that we're engaging with business leaders, because business leaders are the ones who have the capital, have the ideas, have the resources to bring to bear against the challenges that we face. And I think in many cases, the biggest impediment to their taking the right action is access to objective information. Most of us get our information at retail through the press, through the conventional sources, including government. And Paul, as I look at the disconnect between the threads that you've dropped into the conversation over the last several weeks and what we're hearing in the media, the poles apart. And so, back to the different stakeholders, the different audiences. I think kids, yes, absolutely. Business leaders, yes, absolutely. And we need to make sure that we're equipping them with the kind of science and the kinds of perspectives that are going to be valuable to them, not the ones they're being fed necessarily. I think we do need to engage political leaders, but they're going to be trailers rather than leaders. I think we need to engage educators, and they will certainly be trailers rather than leaders, because they are averse to anything new. And I think we need to be engaging the public in some way. And so I think it's a communication challenge across multiple fronts. And I truly believe that the only way for us to create the discontent that is required to catalyze the kind of change, the kind of shifts that are going to save humanity, we need to avoid the conventional networks. I don't think we can rely on them, not on the networks, the media, to get the story straight and to put it out properly. I don't think we can rely on academia to get the story straight and to put it out accurately and reliably. And so for me, the disconnect is what is it that lies in the gap? And I've dropped this into a couple of the communications in the thread. What is the beacon that we can rely on to get reliable, fact-based information into the public domain in such a way that it can't be bastardized by those who have agendas?
That'll be very difficult. I think that will be very difficult and very interesting thing. A very interesting thing to try and do, because there will be people with different views, and there will be it's a subject that is not just black and white. It's a subject that has a lot of discussion. So I think this forum can be a contribution to that goal of getting a fact-based, reliable basis